American Airlines has been seeing some weird flights utilizing the A321neo. Flagged by user John NYC on X, formerly known as Twitter, it has been highlighted that American Airlines has been flying an A321neo across the Atlantic essentially empty throughout the month of September. Round trips have been flown, and none of these have carried passengers or any form of cargo. It is a peculiar usage for the next generation aircraft, but there is a key reason for this. The flights that have taken place aboard the A321neo are empty and are in preparation for the upcoming launch of a new aircraft type in the A321XLR. In essence, this training, which is underway, is part of broader efforts to bring the crew up to speed on transatlantic flying. This is a task that requires additional training beyond what was undertaken on the base model. As a result, the US carrier has been using these flights in a bid to train its pilots and crew to obtain the necessary qualifications to then be ready for the new aircraft inbound. The A321XLR will certainly bring in a new era of the airline's single-aisle operations, with transatlantic services expected to be at the forefront of the usage. This is also something that is not currently utilized with the existing Airbus fleet of single-aisle jets. Flight data showed that American Airlines had been operating A321neo flights between Philadelphia and Edinburgh in the early stages of September, viewed as the perfect combination to avoid congestion that some other airports across the Atlantic do experience. We know this to be a hotly contested market, and in terms of getting slots, they're quite trying. American Airlines is betting quite strongly on the A321XLR, for it feels that this aircraft is worthy of utilizing a perfectly new and able A321neo, which could be flying across the network, but instead has been tasked with getting the crew up to speed and prepped for the latest variant's eventual introduction into the business. All this follows reporting in late July that had said American Airlines had already taken delivery of its first A321XLR, but you may recall there was a problem that had arisen. The jet was forced to remain in Europe. It could not formally be delivered in that sense in July, being flown to the United States in preparation for an official entry into scheduled passenger services. The problem identified really involved the installation of the onboard product, with supply chain constraints and maintenance indicating a shortage of seats destined for the XLR. This shortage is not a first and actually does really broadly affect the aviation industry, and in recent times has been a key reason why Airbus has had its output rates significantly reduced due to challenges such as these. It's all fine and dandy to sign off the aircraft, but it can't truly complete the handover and get these planes on their way. See, paperwork for the first delivery was signed all the way back on July 25, 2025. The airline saying at that point, however, that it couldn't bring the aircraft over to the United States. So let me know your thoughts. Throughout the month of September, we've seen empty A321neo flights with American Airlines in preparation to help aid progress in readiness for the XLR's debut. Thanks for watching, take care, be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow for your next industry recap or video covering the news.